Yo guys, what's up? It's your boy, Theadventurefox, back with another video. Today we're gonna talk about the Spooky Festival. So before you're gonna go online on Hypixel to use this method instantly, give this video a thumbs up if it helped you out. And go grind that Spooky Festival. And subscribe. In my opinion, Spooky Festival is one of the best events in the game for early, mid-game and even end-game players because you make a ton of money and it's fun. So we're gonna talk about how much money I made, the gear I used, and the strategy I used. So let's dive right into it. So I'm gonna say how much money I made now. I'm gonna show you everything, but I'm gonna speed it up. So yeah, put in slow motion if you want to see it, but it's true. So first of all, I made some candy. I made a decent amount of candy. So 4.6 million purple candy. I sold for 9k only. Why did I do the high candy? So I think I see by myself. So I think I can get tons more. Then 2.2k, 2.20k, something else. Green candy for like 140k. That's free. That wasn't anything with some capitalism for like 7 mil. So pretty decent. And then in my age, I dropped some decent stuff. So unfortunately, points, which and bad thousands. So also getting that. Really nice. So the amount of money I made was 13,450k, and the prices didn't go that high this time. So I think we can definitely go over 15 million. I will, whenever I play Spooky Festival, put the amount of money I made in the comments so we can see if we can hit over 15 million, but I really believe we can. Okay, now let's talk about the gear. Okay, the first item is a little bit more than 3 million, so 3.1 million, and it's not necessary, you don't need it. But it speeds it up a little bit, so 3.1 million, 3 million. I used the Dirty Reforge because it gives some ferocity and attack bonus speed. Healing is also really important, so that's why I recommend having a zombie sword or an ordinate zombie sword. This is a tier higher. And then if you want to tier it 1 tier high, you can have a golden powder and an enchanted gold block, and then is this. Really recommend having that because it's really handy. The other item that I like to use is the Wand of Atonement. I got one right here, but you can also use a tier lower because the Wand of Atonement is like 3 million, a little bit more maybe, so you can use the Wand of Restoration. If that's too expensive, you can use a Wand of Mending. If that's too expensive, you can use a Wand of Healing. Just any healing is really important. And now the things that are actually necessary. You need it for the money. The armor, bad person, armor with Candied Reforge. Gonna show you how to make it. A bad pet. Gonna show you how to make it. Bad pet. And some talismans that I'm gonna show you also. The strong candy relic is what you need. You can also use a lower tier, but I recommend having the highest tier because this is the must have. 20% extra candy from spooky mobs. You can see that's really OP. The internal hoof, also really important. You can also use the lucky hoof, it's 1 tier lower. Lucky hoof is really cheap. Internal hoof is really expensive. Okay, so the first thing you need is a spooky. Just play the spooky set. And this gives the bonus candy. Really important having this full. This is 2.3 million. And I really recommend upping it to the next tier. Bad person armor, because then you also get 3 times the stats during night and 2 times during day. So must have. Now the next item, the spooky relic. Really important, it's 9 million, but you can also go some tiers lower. Every time you go 1 lower, you also lose 5% of the extra candy, so I really recommend going for the highest one. So if you want to go budget mode, you can go the artifact. It's 300k, so the relic was 9 million. And just for 5% less candy, you can go artifact 300k. Don't go lower than the artifact because otherwise it's a waste. Unless you're an early player, then this is 70k bazaar price costs. And otherwise for 13k you can go for the candy talisman, but doesn't recommend this at all. Now the lucky hoof gains 1% chance extra to find trick or treat chests. This is OP. This is the money making way. You need this. And if you really want to spend some money, you can use the soul fragments to up it to an internal hoof. You get like double extra chance. But yeah, the price of these soul fraggies are like 1.5 million each. So a lucky hoof is 200k, the cheapest one. Probably even cheaper if you buy just after the event. And an internal hoof is like a lot more. It's 12 million, 13 million. So budget mode, lucky hoof. Now the last and most important thing, the bad pet. It gives an extra 50% damage to spooky mobs, so really important. And also gives 20% extra candy if it's level 100, it's level 99 with me. So must have. Most important thing, and it's cheap. The lowest one is 1.1 million, but it's level 1. If you bought everything I said on the highest tier, it's 25 million, almost 26. So 2 events and you already got some profit because we made 13.5 million plus minus, and we can go even higher. So this is the way to do it. 2 events, money back. But if you go budget mode, even crazier. So imagine we go budget mode. We don't buy the internal hoof, but the lucky hoof. So instead of 12 million, it's 200k. And we don't buy the relic, but we buy the artifact. So minus 5% candy, but also minus 8.7 million. So that's 20 million less. So instead of 26 million, we spend 5 million. We play one event, make 5 million profit. So let's say we make around 10 million instead of 13 to 15, even more, I think. So you play an event, make already 5 million profit. Play another event, 10 million profit because we don't have to spend the gear again. And then you buy the relic instead of the artifact and buy the internal hoof instead of the lucky hoof. And then bam, business booming. I didn't include the whole buster in this, so if you want the whole buster, add 3 million to it. So now let's talk about the strats. Gonna show you some clips. So gonna react to what's happening. You wait instantly. When the event starts, you have to be in the wilderness, so close to the dark auction, and you instantly start slapping some mobs. So you target the pumpkin head guys, and then when you see some minions blopping, you just use the pumpkins, you do a lot of damage. With the bad pet, you do 3 damage. So you get to this spot and you lure them all together. So targeting the pumpkin guys for the pumpkin blasters, killing them, then when they're all together, I try to hit like at least 3 mobs at a time, and then you blob them all together and shoot them down. And that's the best way because you get a lot of damage in, because it's a splash damage item with 2 to 3 damage because of the bad pet. Really good. And then you get a lot of drops. So here you see me blopping some droppings. Whenever I get low on pumpkins, I try to get the pumpkin guys, and with my pumpkin blasting, I also try to hit some pumpkin guys so I never get out of pumpkins. You see them blopping, getting a lot of damage in. This is how you like to see it. And you just blob them, shoot them down, do it again, until the mobs don't spawn. It's around 7 AM, they stop spawning. And then you instantly lust to the crypt calls. I don't like to leave my lobby, so you can also go kill the highest mob you can. But that's not my way. I like to go to the crypts, instantly kill them, try to kill as fast as I can. And then when I get back from the crypts, it's around, let's say, also 7 PM. A little bit before 7 PM. When it's 7 PM, you want to be in the wilderness to instantly get these mobs again and blob them, use the blob strat, and then really hope you get the boxes and the nice loot. Give this video a thumbs up because I spent a decent amount of time in it, and subscribe if you want to. See ya, bye.